There is a moment most people recognize but rarely speak about openly. You walk into a room and forget why you came. A familiar name sits on the tip of your tongue and simply refuses to arrive. A task you started an hour ago has completely slipped from memory. These moments feel small when they are occasional. But when they begin happening regularly, something shifts inside. A quiet unease settles in. Not fear, exactly. More like the uncomfortable awareness that the mind, which has always been the most reliable thing you possessed, is no longer performing the way it once did. What most people don't realize is that this decline is not inevitable. The brain is not a fixed organ that simply wears down with time. It is living tissue that responds to the right stimulation the same way a muscle responds to the right exercise. And 3 specific practices, used consistently, can genuinely sharpen what age and modern life have been quietly dulling. The first is dual-task walking, not ordinary walking. Walking while actively engaging the mind at the same time. This means walking while counting backward from 100 in sevens, or reciting the names of cities in alphabetical order, or mentally replaying the events of the previous day in reverse order. The combination of physical movement and active cognitive demand forces 2 separate brain systems to coordinate simultaneously. Research on this specific type of exercise consistently shows improvements in what neuroscientists call executive function, the brain's ability to plan, switch between tasks, maintain focus, and hold information in working memory. These are precisely the functions that begin declining first in cognitive aging. Dual-task walking challenges them directly, building the neural connections that keep them sharp. 20 minutes, 3 times a week, is enough to produce measurable improvement within a matter of weeks. The second practice is learning something new with your hands, not reading about something new, not watching someone else do it, actually using your hands to perform an unfamiliar skill. A simple musical instrument, calligraphy, a new style of cooking, woodwork, knitting. The specific activity matters far less than this one quality. It must be genuinely unfamiliar and require concentrated, patient attention to improve at. When the hands work at something the brain does not yet know how to do automatically, an extraordinary amount of neural activity is generated. New pathways form. Existing pathways strengthen. The brain, challenged in a way that passive entertainment never achieves, responds by building the very architecture that protects against cognitive decline. This is why people who maintain manual hobbies throughout their lives consistently show stronger cognitive resilience as they age. The hands and the brain are in constant conversation. When the hands learn, the brain grows. The third practice is deliberate recall, not passive review, not rereading notes or rewatching something you already saw. Active, effortful retrieval of information from memory without any external help. At the end of each day, sit quietly for 5 minutes and try to recall, in as much detail as possible, everything that happened. The conversations, the faces, the sequence of events, the details that seemed unimportant at the time. This practice feels uncomfortable precisely because the brain is working hard. That discomfort is the signal that genuine neural strengthening is occurring. Research on memory consistently shows that the act of retrieval, of pulling information back out of memory without prompts, strengthens the memory trace far more powerfully than simply reviewing the information again. People who practice this daily report improvements in short-term memory, attention to detail, and the ability to recall names and information that previously escaped them at the critical moment. What connects all 3 of these practices is something simple but important. None of them are passive. The brain does not sharpen through rest and comfortable familiarity. It sharpens through challenge, novelty, and active engagement with the world around it. The mind that is regularly asked to do something difficult, something unfamiliar, something that requires genuine focused effort, is the mind that stays clear, capable, and present far longer than the one left only to repeat what it already knows. Your mind has always been your greatest possession. It deserves this kind of care. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, take care of yourself.